From the station working for you, this is WRTV News at 6, streaming now.
It was a miracle, at least for me, and if it saves one other person from going to the hospital or from dying, that's wonderful.
A new treatment to help high-risk patients fight COVID-19, how it works, who is eligible, and what doctors say you should know.
New locations to get the COVID-19 vaccine, including some stores and pharmacies, working for you. What you need to know so you can properly sign up to get your shot.
Right now, our government and our systems are turning their backs against them, basically.
The impact the eviction moratorium is having on local landlords, the changes they want to see, and how it could impact you.
Good evening, and thanks for watching WRTV News at 6. I'm Mark Mullins.
And I'm Amanda Starantino. Tonight we begin with a story doctors want you to know about. New treatment, they say, that helps high-risk patients fight COVID-19. Eli Lilly created a drug used for antibody infusion therapy and is partnering with local health systems to create infusion centers across the state. WRTV's Stephanie Wade explains how this new treatment works in the effort to expand to help treat more Hoosiers.
It was just amazing what it did for me. I mean, it was just like a miracle. It was just shocking.
At first, Chris Roark Jones says she was hesitant to try antibody infusion therapy after being diagnosed with COVID-19.
I just always think, gosh, I hate to be a guinea pig.
But after receiving the relatively new treatment 2 weeks ago, she says her symptoms improved almost immediately.
Every single thing that was wrong with me, my sinuses cleared up. It was just amazing. I call it like a miracle, and it's just too bad more people don't know about it.
So you really feel that it helped you?
Oh, absolutely. My oxygen level within 24 to 48 hours after the IV went from 92 to 93 to 97 and 99.
It reduces hospitalization by 70% in this patient population.
How it works is patients undergo an hour-long infusion of Eli Lilly's drug, bamlanivimab. Different from the vaccine, where your body has to learn how to fight off the virus by building its own antibodies, this infusion therapy immediately gives patients the antibodies. And where convalescent plasma uses actual antibodies from a recently recovered patient, this drug is artificially scaled to use the most potent antibody known to neutralize the virus, allowing your immune system to recover quicker.
Ideal individuals for COVID-19 therapeutics, whether it's Lilly's or others, are individuals who are recently diagnosed. They're within 10 days of symptom onset, and they're at high risk for either hospitalization or death.
Janelle Sabo with Eli Lilly estimates more than 2,000 Hoosiers have had these therapeutics to date after only being created about 3 months ago. It's best for patients not yet sick enough to be hospitalized with mild to moderate symptoms. Hospitals like IU Health have created their own space to isolate patients and streamline treatment for those who could benefit the most.
Anyone who gets tested through IU Health and has a positive result, we review their charts, see if they are potentially eligible for treatment. If they are, then we will reach out to them to see if they're interested.
I tell all my friends, I tell anybody that'll listen to me. I said, if you know anybody, let them know.
Recovered patients like Chris now want to get the word out about infusion therapy treatment, saying you don't have to suffer.
If you're in any risk at all, I would not walk but run to get that IV.
Stephanie Wade, WRTV.
Eli Lilly has also partnered with Community Health Network, Eskenazi Health, and Franciscan Health to set up an infusion center and increase access across the state. They want to help other locations open their own dedicated infusion centers. To learn more about this treatment, visit our website at WRTV.com.
It's a chance to save lives and make people healthy and encourage people through a very difficult time.
On Tuesday, the Biden administration announced it's expanding the pool of partners to distribute the COVID-19 vaccine to numerous chain pharmacies across the country. But this comes after Governor Eric Holcomb and state leaders announced it was partnering with Meijer, Kroger, and Walmart to continue the rollout here. WRTV's Nikki Dementri is breaking down what all of this means for Hoosiers tonight.
Many of you have heard about the National Pharmacy Vaccination Program that will bring an estimated 20,000 additional doses to our state each week.
A federal program Kroger, Walmart, and CVS are all a part of, but not all three will immediately be options for Hoosiers.
We all know what a difficult period this has been, and this gives us something, a cause of optimism as we look toward a normal life.
Here in Indiana, Kroger seems to be the first federal partner helping get shots in Hoosiers' arms.
This enables us to expand the reach of our vaccination program in Indiana.
Last week, Kroger began vaccinating eligible Hoosiers in 45 stores across 16 counties. Stores picked by and vaccine provided by the state. With the federal partnership now, Kroger spokesperson Eric Halverson says the earliest the program will expand to all of its Indiana pharmacy stores is next Thursday.
How many vaccines are we going to be seeing that you will be getting in these stores?
That'll be something that'll be determined as we work with the federal partners on this. But the simplest way to describe it is to say we will have 100 doses per store per week.
A Walmart spokesperson told us a full list of stores participating in the federal rollout will be available in the coming weeks. As for CVS, 2 Indiana pharmacies are already providing vaccines, but not under the federal plan. A spokesperson tells me it's partnered with the state to provide, quote, a limited predetermined number of high-risk individuals aged 80 and older the COVID-19 vaccine at 2 unnamed CVS pharmacies. What's next for CVS COVID vaccines in Indiana will be determined later on.
We continue to work to expand appointments and vaccine sites.
Last week, the state partnered with Meijer, Kroger, and Walmart, and vaccine distribution has started at select stores, including now federal partners Walmart and Kroger. All require an appointment. The main difference between the state's partnerships and federal partnerships is simply where the vaccine is coming from.
As soon as more doses are available, we will elevate the number of doses in each store and reach as many more people as possible.
Working for you, Nikki Dementry, WRTV.
As a reminder, the vaccine rollout is only for Hoosiers aged 65 and older at this time. For those wanting to get a vaccine at Kroger, you must make an appointment. The grocery chain is using its own registration portal, meaning the state can't help with setting up appointments if you call 211 or go to ourshot.in.gov. However, the state has a link to Kroger's website, as do we on our website at WRTV.com.
And because vaccine supply is limited in Indiana, many people who work around others are not able to get vaccinated yet. So the state is taking steps to try to make going to work safer for those who are routinely around other people. The Department of Health is opening a portal for critical infrastructure businesses to sign up to receive K995 masks and hand sanitizer. This includes transportation, food service, utility workers, along with around a dozen other groups, generally frontline employees. The state will also send more than 1 million K995 masks to schools for teachers, administrators, and staff. Plus, 600,000 additional masks will be available for children between the ages of kindergarten through 6th grade. This program is expected to begin next week. Go to coronavirus.com. in.gov for more info. And again, if you are 65 or older, you can sign up to be vaccinated. To do that, go to the website ourshot.in.gov or call by dialing 211.
Tonight, some landlords and property owners in our area are asking government leaders to step in and address a problem they say isn't working. WRTV's Megan Sanctorum has more on how the eviction moratorium is impacting them and ultimately their ability to provide safe and quality housing for tenants.
When tenants are unable or choose not to pay their rent, landlords are often left to foot the bill. But now many of them say that's becoming tougher to do the longer the eviction moratorium lasts. For people like Sterling Davis and Grant Anderson, owning rental properties in Indianapolis is not only an investment for themselves, but a way to provide for their community. And lately, it hasn't been easy.
It's been tough. It's been really tough as a landlord.
While many renters have gotten assistance from the government and are now protected under the CDC's eviction moratorium, landlords and property owners don't have the same luxury.
We have to continue to make our mortgage payments, to continue to make our property tax payments. So if we're not getting that money from the tenants, then we have to come up with that money.
And with the moratorium now extended again through March, the burden becomes even heavier.
We're not talking about 1 month of not being able to have rent. We're not talking about 2 months. This is nearly going on a year of not being able to have constant rental flow.
That's something Anderson is dealing with right now. He says he is a tenant who's only made 2 payments in the last 11 months.
Anderson says the man was denied assistance because his income did not change due to the pandemic. Still, a judge said he was protected from eviction under the CDC moratorium.
The government tells us we can't evict this person, but then they denied them assistance. And that doesn't seem right.
We need people to help us because there are tough decisions that we're having to make. Taxes are coming due. Do I pay my taxes or do I keep covering my mortgage payments that I need to cover, right?
And in order to prevent foreclosure on rental properties, owners like this say they need assistance too.
So these aren't the big guys in New York, and no, these are your local neighbors that are just trying to provide a service to benefit and enhance their community.
Working for you, Megan Sanctorum, WRTV.
Today, as you see here, dozens of people gathered at Monument Circle protesting an ongoing military coup in Myanmar, formerly known as Burma. Indiana has one of the largest Burmese American populations in the U.S. The country's army seized power early Monday morning, declaring a state of emergency and detaining the woman who won the country's election in November. Reports indicate the military cited what it calls widespread voter fraud as the reason for the takeover. Burma was under a military dictatorship from 1962 until 2011. Many came to the U.S. and Indiana because of reported human rights abuses.
We are going to encourage the people in Burma that we are with them, and also they are not alone. And we want to encourage all the people in Burma to against the military regime.
Some of those protesting hope international efforts will be made to end the coup, since many have family in Myanmar. There is a large demand for more healthcare workers in Indiana, especially registered nurses. The program that could put you on the fast track in getting one of these jobs. Next in our Hiring Hoosiers report. Kevin.
My to-do list is rather long when we get together in the forecast. We've got to talk about several storm systems and their impact on you. We'll be right back.
Thankful and excited to go into this field and be able to work with amazing healthcare workers during this difficult time.
Here at WRTV, our Hiring Hoosiers initiative aims to connect you to resources and job opportunities. Throughout the pandemic, we are continuing to highlight the large need in the Hoosier State for healthcare workers. Tonight, our Nicole Griffin introduces us to two nurses in a fast-track program who are anxious to start working on the front lines.
Making a career change and following her passion.
I wanted to be a teacher and quickly realized that that was not the path for me.
Bridget McHugh says becoming a nurse has always been in the back of her mind.
Especially during a time like this with all the craziness going on, you definitely want to be helping out.
We're really establishing ourselves as nursing students and future nurses.
McHugh and Elizabeth Lee are both enrolled at Chamberlain University College of Nursing in Indianapolis. Students in the program, which is currently virtual, can receive their Bachelor of Science in Nursing in as little as 3 years.
For anybody that's going to school virtually, it takes a lot of extra oomph and desire and drive.
McHugh, meanwhile, is now back in clinicals but cannot take care of COVID patients.
It is really hard to not be able to do more, to be in there with those patients, taking care of them and just giving everything you have, because that's part of the pursuit of nursing.
The nursing industry needs students like McHugh and Lee to get their degree and start working. Registered nurses are currently listed in the highest demand category, according to the Indiana Department of Workforce Development.
It's hard for the nurses to be in this position where they're on a daily basis coming in day after day, seeing really difficult things, seeing people having to make really difficult decisions. I think for me, it's just reinforced how badly I want to be doing this, because having to come home and be in an online environment, it just challenges you even more.
Chamberlain University is currently enrolling nursing students to start classes on May 3rd. Working for you, Nicole Griffin, WRTV.
The 3-year program at Chamberlain University requires a year-round study. The Indianapolis campus is located near Keystone at the Crossing. We will put more details on hiringhoosiers.com.
We are bringing you even more employment opportunities through the Hiring Hoosiers job feed. Meals on Wheels of Central Indiana needs delivery drivers. They have a full-time and part-time position available. Community Health Network has 3 job openings. They are looking for a cook, a room service host, and a food service partner. Eskenazi Health will host a virtual recruitment and hiring event on Tuesday, February 9th. It's happening from 5 to 6 p.m. The areas of focus will be the Assessment and Intervention Center, Adult Addictions, Children's Services, and Outpatient Mental Health Departments. For information on how to RSVP for the Eskenazi Health virtual hiring event, find this post on the job feed at hiringhoosiers.com. Cornerstone Autism Center is hiring ABA therapists for their Greenwood, Avon, Edinburgh, and West Lafayette locations. You'd work with children or young adults with autism on decreasing problem behaviors and increasing functional behaviors. We have more information on these jobs. Find this post on the Hiring Hoosiers Facebook page. Kevin.
Like planes on a runway, weather systems are lined up to impact Indiana and the Midwest. The first will bring rain tomorrow, mixing with or changing to snow north. Light snow Saturday night, and then the cold temperatures settle in second half of the weekend through next week. It looks like even beyond the 7-day forecast, there are hints that we'll stay with a cold pattern. Dry in the morning. Our rain chances skyrocket in the afternoon into the evening hours and will mix with or change to some snow to the north. So that's the rain side of things as we go to the weekend. Saturday night into Sunday, light snow. Unlike last weekend where it was heavy, wet snow, this would be a dry, fluffy snow because the temperatures are much colder. We'll be down to 17 in the morning on Sunday. Here's your timing of the weekend snow. 7 o'clock Saturday night, light snow in central Indiana. This is fairly quick moving by the time we get to the morning hours, already pushing into the southeastern portion of the state, and then we'll be pushing out quickly on Sunday. But that new little blanket of snow will allow these temperatures to get very cold in many spots, I think in outlying areas below 0 into Monday morning, and wind chill temperatures a good 20 below. Right now, we're finishing off what has been a beautiful Wednesday. 31 degrees, sky is generally clear. Temperatures 26 in Kokomo, 31 in Muncie. During the day tomorrow, besides turning wet, it will be very windy. Winds will gust over 30 miles per hour as we get into the evening hours. Through the day tomorrow, those south winds get temperatures above the freezing mark. As we go to the afternoon and evening, there's your widespread rain between 1 and 4. By 7 o'clock, we start to see that rain snow line drop a little more to the south, and that will be falling on warmer ground, at least with temperatures still above freezing, I should say, and any accumulation will be minor, half an inch or less the way it looks. Friday, we end the work week dry, temperatures in the 20s, just kind of setting the stage for our cold weekend. And there are a few days in the forecast where highs will stay in the teens, most noticeably Sunday, 17 degrees. Monday morning temperature in Indy at 4. Some outlying areas drop below 0, and a chance for some snow with this cold air settling in. You can see single-digit low temperatures will go into the middle of next week as well. Mark and Amanda?
Well, it's the start of the final month of college basketball's regular season for IU, Butler, and Purdue. Not the start they had in mind.
But the Pacers are looking good as February begins. Brad Brown has a look at all of your Tuesday night hoops action.
Tuesday night could prove to be a pivotal date for Butler, IU, and Purdue. All three coming away with single-digit losses in very different manners. Butler found themselves down by 18 points to Marquette with 12 minutes to go. The Bulldogs finally woke up at that point and made a furious run to cut the margin to 2. They had a shot to tie at the end, but ultimately just ran out of time. A slow start was too much. 70-67, the Bulldogs fall to 4-8 in the Big East.
To cut a lead like that to 2 is just a tells you guys care, tells you guys have some fight in them, and so that's a really good thing. And I thought there was a belief that you could come back.
Indiana and Illinois played close most of the night. Neither team up by more than 6 in the final 18 minutes. The Hoosiers granted a bit of a second life when Illinois missed a game winner at the end of regulation. But the overtime proved to be the Achilles heel for IU again. Only 1 field goal and 1 free throw in the period. Illinois takes it 75-71. Indiana's 3rd overtime loss of the season and their 3rd straight home defeat.
Our guys competed. We're not tough enough to finish games off. We just, we're not tough enough in little plays, loose balls, hit your hands that can't get it. To grab it, they get it. And there's just too many of those plays right now that we're not being able to finish off, the tough plays that you got to make to win.
That losing streak is in danger of being 4 in a row in Bloomington when 8th-ranked Iowa comes to town on Sunday. Purdue with an equally stomach-turning finish. The Boilermakers were up 5 at Maryland with a couple minutes to go, but a trio of empty possessions late, along with a clutch 3 and free throws for the Terrapins, left Purdue with a 1-point loss. Not the way the Boilers wanted to see a 3-game road win streak end.
Could get some calls to go our way. When you're on the road, everything doesn't go your way. We just have to kind of play through some calls, try to execute plays to the best of our ability. But obviously we want to just bounce back from this, learn from it.
Purdue is home against Northwestern on Saturday. And the Pacers lit it up on Tuesday night, a season-best 134 points in their win over Memphis. Domantas Sabonis tied his career high with 32 points. The Pacers shot just shy of 60% from the field. They've got a big one on the road tonight at Milwaukee. Indiana would take over the Central Division lead with a win against the Bucks. Brad Brown, WRTV Sports.
Temperatures on the move tomorrow into the upper 30s, as we mentioned, but rain and snow develop in the afternoon. 7-day forecast stays active with some light snow Saturday night, then very cold as we get to Sunday and Monday and really the rest of next week. Mark and Amanda?
Oh, you've been warned. It's going to get cold. Hey, that does it for us here at 6.
We'll be back at 7.